the big news from camp is the next injury, the newest injury. And apparently it's Mac Jones, the backup quarterback, injured his knee against the Raiders. And that's why the 49ers signed Nate Sudfeld, a quarterback that they've released once before. So, Dad, what do you think of this latest injury?
Well, what's troubling is that it's a pattern. There's a pattern on the 49ers that every day somebody gets hurt. Now, you could say it's just the backup quarterback, but he's important because at some point, Brock Purdy's going to get hurt in the season. They all do. Nothing against Brock Purdy, and you need someone that the level won't fall really low like it did last season. Mac Jones is a good quarterback, Iggy. He's not as good as Brock Purdy. I watched Brock Purdy last weekend. He's really good. He's a pleasure to watch. Mm-hmm. Mac Jones isn't as good, but he's good enough for a backup. So now you said that Kyle said today he'll be ready for the first game.
Yes.
I'm going to believe him. I don't want to quibble with him. He says he'll be ready for the first game. That's good. But just in case he's not, would you please compare Mac Jones to Sudfeld in terms of ability as a quarterback?
Well, Mac Jones is a really interesting backup quarterback because just look at his resume real quick. He started 49 games in the NFL. He's 20-29, which isn't great for a starter, but for a backup, he has 20 wins under his belt. He's been to the playoffs. He went to a Pro Bowl in 2021. So that's a real resume. Nate Sudfeld has thrown 37 passes in the league. He's 31 years old. So he's a career backup who must be phenomenal in the meeting room. And I've seen him in practice. He's okay. He's very tall and he has a strong arm. But you don't want him to actually play in a game. And he's now an injury away from playing in a game unless Mac Jones really does come back by week 1. We'll see.
If Mac Jones comes back, what happens to Sudfeld?
I don't think Sudfeld is good enough to make the 53-man roster. He wasn't even in the NFL last year. And I don't think Carter Bradley's good enough either. So I think it's a competition between those two guys to see who ends up on the practice squad.
Okay.
And here's the thing. They don't pay a lot to be on the practice squad. So Carter Bradley could live with his dad, who's the assistant head coach on the team, and Nate Sudfeld is from Modesto. So maybe he's got some connections for a place to stay. Save him some money.
Who would you prefer if they choose one of those two for the practice squad? Who would you choose?
6'1", half dozen the other. Maybe Sudfeld. I don't know. Carter Bradley looked pretty bad in the preseason the last 2 games.
Okay. I would probably choose Carter Bradley just because he's young and has a future. But now we're talking about the third string, and that's not what we're here to do.
Neither one is the next Brock Purdy.
No, neither one is. Brock Purdy he does some things, Iggy, that are really special. And
certainly does.
Yeah. I mean, he's a hell of a quarterback. And luckily, they've played him so little in games that he's not hurt, and he hasn't gotten hurt in practices because I understand they don't do any tackling or hit the quarterback or anything like that. So, I mean, he's been protected, and as he should be.
What's interesting about this whole story arc is that the Niners signed Sudfeld in 2021 to be the third string quarterback behind Jimmy and Trey, brought him back in 2022, gave him a couple $1 million guaranteed, and drafted Brock Purdy. And the reason they cut Sudfeld is because Purdy asserted himself and ended up being really good. Now he's back so we can back up Purdy. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah. And I never met the guy. He must understand that he's barely an NFL player. And he could go at any time. I mean, he has to know that.
Yeah. He understands the deal. I mean, he wasn't in the league last year. So the Niners are sort of giving him new life for a week or two. Until
maybe he should go for an MBA.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Make other life plans. We all had to make life plans. 31. He's younger than you by 6 years.
Yeah. Josh Rosen isn't in the NFL anymore. He was a first round pick. Now he works for like some, he's in business. I think he went to law school. He went to Wharton. Smart guy.
Wharton school.
Yeah. Yeah. A Jew and a UCLA guy, but that's neither here nor there. Okay.